Good day, everyone. I am Azajadil T. Dungun, and I am going to report about gender and sexuality as a psychosocial issue. So, first, let's define these terms. First is psychosocial, a term pertaining to psychological and social factors and the interaction of these factors. The next one is psychosocial issues, needs or concerns relating to one or all of the psychosocial dimensions. Reproductive role, the social script ascribed to individuals pertaining to their role in child rearing and related tasks such as maintaining the household. Productive role, the social script ascribed to individuals pertaining to their role in economic production and related tasks such as engaging in public affairs and living in the world of work. What does psychosocial mean? So, the term psychosocial is an encompassing term. It is comprised by two primary aspects, and it is the psychological and social. There are myriad of ways in defining these two terms, but in essence, psychological pertains to anything associated with mental process and behavior, while social pertains to anything associated with human relationships, connections, and interactions. The psychological aspect of gender and sexuality anchors itself in the field of psychology. Psychology is a field of science which concerns itself with how people think and feel and how thoughts and feelings interact and lead to behaviors. There are three primary psychological domains. First is affect or the affective domain pertains to people's emotions and feelings. Second is behavior or the behavioral domain pertains to people's actions both observable or not observable. Third is the cognition or cognitive domain pertains to people's thought processes such as memory, perceptions, and informations processing. Hence, to say that gender and sexuality have a psychological dimensions is to note that our sexual behaviors as well as gender related behaviors originate from what we sense, think, and feel. On the other hand, the social aspects of gender and sexuality primarily anchor itself on the field of sociology and allied fields such as social psychology. In essence, sociology is the field of science which concerns itself the human person's realities and experiences as part of groups and institutions and the dynamics of human relationship within them. Understanding the psychosocial dimensions. There are many ways through which the psychosocial dimensions of gender and sexuality can be understood and explained. Our experience of gender and sexuality is generally a relational experience. It is relational because while as individuals we have our own affect, cognition, and behavior to be aware of, we are also viewing ourselves in relation to others who also have their own personal preoccupations. There are some elements of our gendered self which are best viewed in an ecological context, that is, the circumstances in our physical and social environment. We have here awareness. At the front of our experiences as gendered being is awareness. In simpler terms, awareness is our conscious understanding of something. As individuals, we are in constant process towards self-awareness, like who and what I am, what do I like or dislike, what are my strengths and weaknesses, what motivates me, and what are my aspirations. We are in an endless process of asking and trying to understand. But then, we are not isolated in a vacuum. We are social beings. We live in our lives in relations to others. Hence, as we try to understand ourselves more, we are also in a constant process towards other awareness, that is understanding the others. Intimacy and relationship. In certain situations, when two people recognize and become aware of each other, they decide to keep close distance in each other's lives and share their personal bubbles. so to speak, and allow frequency of interaction between them. This forge of human relationship, a bond formed between two or more people manifested through communication and interaction. These relationships may be in the form of family, friendships, romantic relationships, or others. While in these relationships, we share resources and emotions. We as individuals constantly aim to further understand our own selves as we also try to understand others and be understood by them. This process of knowing others and allowing others to know is intimacy. As social beings, we also learn from our own experiences and from the lessons taught to us by those who have come before us. How we have in relationship to other people with due consideration to social expectations related to our gender, and how we make choices to balance out personal goals and social goals might be passed on us through the educations and other cultural preoccupations. This process by which we learn cultural norms and traditions is referred to as socializations. Well-being as a psychosocial goal. The ultimate goal of understanding the psychosocial aspects of our experiences is well-being, a state of satisfaction, meaning, and purpose. There are two sides of well-being. One is that kind of well-being which is observed outward and can be evaluated through the presence or absence of particular elements in our environment. This is referred to as objective well-being. The another side of well being is our personal experience of satisfaction, meaning, and purpose. This is referred to as subjective well being. It is subjective because it pertains to our own appreciation of how well we are. Sometimes, even when the environment fully provides for our needs, we remain unsatisfied and thus having a low sense of subjective well being. There are also moments where the environment has shortcomings, but we are at peace and satisfied with them. In common term, the closest word also means subjective well being is happiness. So we have here the dimensions of well-being. Based on what well-being means, we can see that there are various dimensions into it. The following are just the primary dimensions of well-being which we must look into when trying to understand the psychosocial condition of a person. So first is the physical or biological health. Second, emotional or positive feelings or mood stability. Third, mental or clarity of mind, healthy thought process. Fourth, material or available and adequate financial and other resources. And lastly, social, healthy and positive interaction and relationship with the others. So that is all about my report. I am Azajadil T. Dongon. Thank you.